Oh, well, all right, y'all. So, welcome back to Love 24 Hours here, where we view content that could either brighten or enlighten your day. All right, y'all. So, I don't have anything for you guys. Yeah, so without further ado, let's just go ahead and jump straight into the video, shall we?
Let me tell you what happens when you become conscious like that. The first thing you do is, financial things happen, things happen, and also all types of things happen. And what the spirit is trying to do is trying to acclimate you to start living a magical life, other than being dependent on social and a physical and economic life. Now that economics will come back, but they want to bring it to you in all different things a certain way. They want to acclimate you into another world. You see what I'm saying? So that's what that is. It clears out the way.
Right.
It clears out the way so that you can start living another thing, and that way you can operate and your minds can start thinking spiritually. But it can't do that until you are purged from several things that was that your everyday life brought. You see what I'm saying? So that's exactly what happens. That's a form of initiation. Yeah, that's a form of initiation. So if you just stay the course, it'll get better. But what it's trying to do is acclimate you into a new world and stuff like that, a new world and stuff. See, what happens is this here. Your paradigm shifts when you come into consciousness.
Yeah.
So the certain methodologies that used to bring you success in the old world, you can't use those same methodologies because the simple fact your essence and your whole vibration has changed. So you got to be acclimated into another methodology.
Yeah.
And to get it to work for you. So just stay the course, but keep studying. That's the key. Because the more you keep studying and stuff, it'll ultimately you'll get the hang of it. And you'll get the hang of it, and a certain world will function around you. Certain world will function around you, and it'll be acclimated and conducive to the level that you're on. But you got to go through that right now. It's a purging of one world to the next world.
You finally see it. It doesn't say son.
Back in like 2006, 2007, when YouTube was just kind of starting to get more views and videos uploaded there was this thing that a lot of people were tuning into called a homunculus. So back on YouTube, there wasn't like guidelines. People could post all kinds of stuff, and there was a ton of conspiracy videos and a ton of videos that were what we would consider kind of like dark web videos now, but they were there on YouTube. I remember coming across the homunculus trend, and there were a lot of people that seemed that they were based out of Russia. A lot of the videos had Russian subtitles, and I don't speak Russian, so I couldn't really understand what was going on, but I definitely followed along. There was one guy specifically who took things to an extreme. I remember people saying that what he was doing was a crime against humanity, and that it was actually like against laws of humanity. And supposedly there's like a world treaty that says that no countries will be involved with doing what he was doing. The videos he would be uploading would be in different locations, and he would upload random videos, and I even remember that his videos were getting taken down because they were so bad. So questionable, but still very interesting. So people followed along and kind of waited for his video to drop, and because the platform was small, you could easily come across his videos. What he was doing was taking fertile chicken eggs and injecting or fertilizing them with his own DNA, his own swimmers. A lot of the times they would fail, nothing would happen, no fertilization would occur. But it came to a point where he was fertilizing them and he was able to make a baby. A lot of people were saying that it was hard to believe his videos were fake because we got to watch them grow. He would have updates and he would be talking about new things and new developments that would happen. And it was just so scientifically correct, it was hard to believe that it was faked. I watched this thing grow up, and this was basically his child. It started off with just being a little tiny nub, and the nub ended up growing into this longer shape. And then eventually the red or like the orange colored spike started to come out. He would take blended up food and inject it into the water, and the little red thing would come out and start to kind of pull the food into the hole. And then the thing about the hole is that it kind of also acted as an eye. That little finger guy was really aggressive, and it was always lurking and looking around. I don't know how it would have been recreated, and I know that CGI has been around for a long time, but it seemed like it would be kind of hard for him to fake what he was doing. All of his videos would be removed. You couldn't find it anywhere, and a few days later, another upload would happen of him. He never showed his face. You could just recognize his hands, and he would be in a different room, a different location. And he was saying that people were after him because of what he was doing and what he's found that he could do. He was breaking laws of humanity. Like, he shouldn't have been doing this, and he was sharing it with the world. So this is the second baby that he was able to make, and it's just the starfish one. This picture is actually really, really sad, and I'll get into why in a second. But this little circle on the top there, that was its eye. So when it would eat, it would absorb the food through the bottom, so it was more like a starfish. The little eye would look around, and this little one seemed to be more like, I don't want to say like sweet, but it just seemed more curious and delicate. Whereas the long finger one would be like spiking around, and he moved really like aggressively. This one kind of floated around and looked around very slowly. What was sad about that picture was he finally decided to introduce the two and put them inside of the same tank. So what we're actually seeing is when this is the little finger spiked one, came down and spiked the little starfish one. You can see the moment that it unalived the little starfish one. I remember the guy being really, really sad about the starfish one. He also starts to get more frantic in his videos as he's uploading. Like, the further he is doing this, the more nervous he is. And the more, like, I don't speak Russian, but I could tell that he was very fast paced and his hands were constantly shifting, like he was always expecting somebody to come get him. He goes silent for a while, there's no updates or anything, and he ends up uploading another video saying he was able to create one more. This is the third one, and this is the one where people were like, no way, this is absolutely fake, because he could take this one out of the water. It looks like a chicken claw. It had really murky, yucky water. It didn't show any signs of like eye or mouth, and I remember that there was no way to see where it was absorbing food through. The way that this thing moved looked like a chicken claw. It would open and close, it would react to certain things, he would touch it, and it would move like it had nerve endings. People were really debating on if he was being honest, if this stuff was faked. After that last video where he was showing the new one, he never uploaded again. That was it. And people were saying that he was arrested for breaking laws of humanity. All of his videos were wiped, and only now do I see some people starting to talk about him again, and people who remembered watching that. I think you might be able to find videos of this online where you can actually watch these things be fertilized and grown.
Exposing one of the cabal's greatest secrets.
We've got something big for you today because we're blowing the lid on one of the elite's greatest secrets. So make sure you guys stick around till the end of the video because I promise you're going to want all the information on this one. But before we go any further, this video was made 100% for entertainment purposes only. It's speculation, my theories, my thoughts, none of it's factual. Matter of fact, it's fake. Let's just say that I'm an actress and I'm practicing my movie lines. Hopefully that's good enough. Now that we've gone over that, let's get into it. So today we're going to talk about how we're all paying for electricity and energy when we don't need to. It's 100% free to us, and I'm going to explain exactly how and why and everything you need to know. Now, have any of you guys ever noticed how in photographs of an old world, there's never any like power pylons on the street? But it's not like for them having a lack of electricity because we all know that they had electricity. But yet, when you look around our world, our streets are filled with these power pylons and wires, but yet the ancient world had no wires. Makes you think, right? How are they doing it? Well, that's because they were harnessing free energy from the ether. What is the ether, Katie? You might ask. Don't worry, I'll explain. Just hold on. Have you guys ever noticed these metal balls that are on top of all the ancient buildings? They have like this metal pole sticking up and this big ball on it. Have you ever noticed it or even questioned what it is or what it's for? These balls on top of all the buildings were filled with mercury. And on top of them was an antenna which was harnessing all of the electromagnetic energy out of the ether. This energy was then sent to the mercury, and watch what happens. This would cause the mercury to spin, therefore creating free energy. And all of these buildings around the world were harnessing free energy. because this was during the time of the Great Tartarian Empire, which I'm sure many of you have heard lots about. Don't believe me? Take a look at all of these buildings for yourselves, and look, they all have the metal balls and antennas. And now I know you're like, okay, Katie, then why can't we access the free energy today? If they have all these mercury balls and antennas already set up, we should be good to go. Let's use them. If only it were that easy. The government's gone around and either destroyed most of these buildings, but the ones that they haven't destroyed, they've grounded them out. How do they ground these buildings out, you might ask? Well, they take a big grounding wire coming out of the ground, and it goes over the building, up to the antenna, and then back down the building on the other side, back into the ground. And basically grounds it out, therefore we cannot access the free energy. They're pricks, I know. Here, take a look at this quick video so you have a better idea of exactly how these buildings are grounded out, therefore preventing us to access the free energy.
So we've got a 130-foot building, which is supposedly a church, and it's been grounded with heavy-duty grounding cable to stop the antennas that are at the top from transferring energy down to the bottom. We've been lied to. 1692, and this place had power. They need to ground it on both sides to stop the antennas transferring the ether from above to the ground level. So they create a ground loop which runs up all the way to the top of the building, connected to the antennas, and then back down the other side and stops the energy.
I know, it's nuts, right? You know how many people have been to that building and seen that wire and probably not even thought anything of it. So what is the ether? Well, essentially, in layman's terms, it's the essence of the universe. The ether is a field that is always present and connects all things. Yes, me, you, and the guy walking down your street, we're all connected. Everything and everyone is connected. And every connection has an infinite number of interconnections. The ether is a grand web of consciousness, upon which the electromagnetic spectrum operates. Every inch of the ether consists of an infinite amount of free energy. This is the elite's greatest secret. But humanity is starting to pay attention, notice, and understand this. If science were to admit that the ether exists, it would completely destroy the entire atom and particle science that this system was built on, and would single-handedly end the demand for coal, oil, and gas-ran machinery, therefore putting those businesses out of business. Which is like the main reason that they're hiding all of this information from us, and why all of those buildings have either been destroyed or grounded out. Because they want to collect, our money each month, paying for our energy bills and all this stuff, and, our gas and everything else. It's huge. Business is too big to even let pause for a day, let alone end completely. But let's be real. Denying the existence of the ether is comparable to a fish denying the fact that it's surrounded by water. It's asinine. Now, we've lost a lot of information and knowledge from our past. But I say it's time that we start to reclaim and take back our power and knowledge. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comments. And make sure you're following us on all of our other social media pages for more videos just like this.
If one day you suddenly become rich, please remember these 10 things. 1. Don't tell anyone, including your parents. 2. Pay off all debts owed to friends, banks, and online lenders first. 3. The money has already been transferred to your card. Don't transfer it out. Put it in for 6 months first. 4. Don't buy a house immediately or rent one in a high-end neighborhood. 5. Don't rush to quit your job immediately. 6. Don't buy a car or luxury goods yet. 7. Don't partner in business with friends, relatives, or classmates. 8. If you have children, do everything possible to prevent them from knowing that you are rich. 9. Maintain the status quo, act like nothing has changed. 10. Be cautious with big data and avoid indiscriminate sharing. If you're watching this video, it means you're on the verge of a fortune. So be careful. If you actually believe in yourself, you will succeed. Save this video so you can watch it again soon and join Inspire Beasts. Let's walk on this path together.
Ooh, tic-tac.
Okay, you gotta walk down this rabbit hole with me. They keep taking my video down, but I gotta be careful what I say, how I say it. But walk down this rabbit hole with me. I'm telling you, these are the facts. Let me pitch myself down to the little guy. We back in Hawaii. We are back in Hawaii. Look at this picture. Look at this picture. This might be a long video, but look at this picture. Pulverization. Look at everything here. Pulverization. Nothing is left. Nothing is left. Watch this. Look at that. Pulverized. Look at this vehicle. Look at the building behind it. You see the waterfront right there. Look at this. Let's talk about it. What fire do you know burns this hot? This hot. What fire have you ever seen burn this hot? What it seems like that everything burned at the exact same temperature. What fire you know consistently burns at the exact same temperature in this range, this broad. TikTok. Watch this. Complete pulverization. Nothing left. What fire you know burns this hot? Oh, it gets more interesting. Look at all these vehicles. They are all literally melted to the ground. This is block after block after block after block after block. Look at these vehicles. Melted. That's aluminum and steel and concrete. But pay attention to the... Watch this. I have to watch what I say. The motors melted. The motors in these cars have melted. Do you know what it takes to melt? Do you know how much heat it takes to melt an entire motor on every car? Every single car looks like this. That means the temperature was consistent all the way through. What fire you know does that? Block after block after block after block. Look at these vehicles. There is no way that a fire did this. That right there is the wheel of the car melted. The aluminum wheels on all of these cars were melting and going into the sewer systems and all through the street. Look at that. Do you know it takes at least over 1,500 degrees to melt aluminum, I believe, over 1,000 degrees? Look at that. What fire you know burns that? Every single car, though, every car melted like this. Look, another car. See the aluminum wheel right there to the left of the car? See that puddle? That's a puddle of melted aluminum. Another car with a motor melted. The entire... Look at that. What fire consistently burns at that temperature, at that range, for that far? Look at that. That's a whole puddle from 2 wheels melting. 3, 4 wheels. A puddle. See the consistency? This is block after block after block. What fire you know burns above concrete? Listen about that. What kept the fire burning that thick above the concrete around all these cars? Now pay attention to this picture. Something that burned that hot crossed the street and didn't burn the lines? Concrete can be pulverized at 300 to 500 degrees. Aluminum and steel melts at over 1,000 degrees. What happens here? This looks like the fire had direct energy. Direct. That's the key word here. Direct. And we don't even know how wide direct energy can be applied in these fires. Because the fires is the direct energy I'm talking about. This is the other side of the street. So you mean to tell me that the fire crossed the street and just skipped over these lines? These perfectly good lines. Consistently, the temperature was consistent all over the place except certain places. And look at all them trees back there still standing. Make it make sense, TikTok?
So we finally did it. We made shoes that boost your aura. Watch to the end to see us test it. After listening to the suggestions of our followers, they kept requesting new designs. So I got to work on new designs. I even worked on a design to convert the shoebox itself to cut back on waste. But something wasn't right. The design just wasn't ready. So it made me think top requested design was all black. So I took some all black tourmaline, a powerful crystal for spiritual protection, and added it to the design. Then I came up with our most powerful design yet, the Empath Aura Boost. The Aura Boost are designed with a copper empath pad to increase the grounding phenomenon. Let's test it one side directly into the earth while the goddess holds the other side in her hand. Let's test with no shoes, a very negative reading. Test with rubber shoes, the energy goes back to 0. Let's test Aura Boost. The reading is going back down. The empath 50/50s were even more grounded. Success. You can now visit our shop to get a pair. Thanks for the motivation.
But I feel as a group of people. No, wait a minute, hold on. I feel we should be able to stick together. I feel we should be able to communicate with one another. You know what I'm saying? Because, see, it's too much going on. Oh, crazy shit. People shooting people, you know what I'm saying? It's too fucked up. It's just too fucked up. And I really think we just, shut up.
Ooh, hey, why you hating on my energy? I don't think you wanna be my enemy. I pop out, they go wild, so celebrity. Too busy winning, I forgot that I got frenemies.
Hey, look, Peter was getting I wouldn't mind listening to maybe another verse. I wouldn't mind. Give me a little boost of energy. Oh man, like I said, I love content creators, bro. People out here getting it in. I love it. People are very, very talented. I would have never thought of that. Like, that was pretty dope. But yeah, you guys, I don't have anything else for you. Thank you for tuning in to A Day with Me. You know what I'm saying? So love and light to every last one of you guys. I hope that you enjoy the rest of your day or night or whatever. Until next time, y'all. Peace out.